Hello everyone. Hi guys, welcome. So excited to be here. Welcome to another live training with Wolf and Rabbit Inc. I'm Ren Lopa and I'm so excited to be here and really support you guys in taking the best parts of 2022 into 2023, which I know is what we all want. So I kind of have a really fun practice for you guys today. Hi there. And we're just gonna have a good time and use this energy of the holiday season, which could be, obviously exciting, all about, giving, spending time with those that we love and care about. But it can also be a true time of self-reflection. You guys know I'm all in my feels over the holidays because I'm just like thinking about the whole year. My birthday is right at the very end of the year, so I'm always thinking about the whole year. What do I want the next year to be like? What did I not know 12 months ago that I know now that I get to carry with me? So that's what we're going to do today. I'm super, super stoked. So let's go ahead and jump in. So what I think is really, really important for us to do on a regular basis, and honestly, my mentor taught me this and it really helped to just give me space to be a CEO, right? Like we are so busy working in our business, working with clients, answering messages, managing our schedule, we're making sure we're not falling behind on our bookkeeping, right? Like our hands are super full that sometimes we forget to actually take space, not just for our CEO activities like growing our business and all of that stuff, but also just to use our strategic mind and to have space to be creative, to brainstorm, to see what our next direction is and have that kind of check-in. So this is all about creating that CEO recap time. And this can be monthly. This is actually something I literally do monthly. You can see mine filled out. Don't look too close. And then, or we can do it on a yearly basis as well, okay? So what we always wanna do is we wanna be in proactive mode where we're implementing strategies, we're always staying ahead of what's going on. We have systems and plans in place for the things that do come up and do happen, but we also, just wanna make sure we're not in that reactive place. So we wanna be proactive, and this is gonna help you do that. So this is really just 4 simple questions to make some time to be self-reflective about. And then we are going to do a little math homework, which doesn't sound sexy, but you guys, it's super sexy, okay? So don't zone out on the math. It's gonna be good. Okay, so the first question that I want you guys to spend some time sitting with is going to sound deceptively simple, okay? All of these are. But the first question is going to be, what worked really well in 2022? Okay, what worked really well in 2022? So the reason we start off in this place is because we are going to start off with gratitude, right? With seeing what's working. And this is a really important practice even in your personal life, in your marriage, with your friendships. We always want to start from the place of looking at what's working and what's going right. But the other reason we want to do this is because we don't just want to do these awesome things and get these awesome results and then forget how we made that happen and never do it again. Okay, there is a literal saying about it worked so well, I never did it again. And we want to make sure we're not falling victim to that. We want to be sure that anytime we notice something working, we go, like an alarm goes off. We're like, hey, that worked really well. Let me make sure I do that every week, every month, every year. Okay, so what worked really well? This can be all the way from content to clients. Maybe you had techniques. Maybe this was the year you implemented a specialty and you were able to really grow or feel less burnt out by your work. Maybe this year your schedule worked really well. Maybe it was your follow-up. Maybe it was your rebooking game. You had way more clients who were regularly seeing you finally, okay? So what worked really well this year? The next question is just as important, and it's why did it work? Why did it work? What was it about it that really worked well? If your content or your Instagram did really well this year in growing your business, we definitely want to know why. Did you change up your posts? Did you change the topics on your thing? Did you embrace, reels or carousels or whatever? Like, why did it work well? Okay, and again, this is because we want to know why so that we can replicate it. We want to know why so that we can make sure that we're doing it. If you had a higher average ticket this year, and that's part of what amazing for you, we want to know why. Did you have new services you were excited about? Did you just remember to kind of pre-plan your schedule? Like, why did it go well? Why was it so good? Okay, so that's the second question. The third question is getting into the nitty-gritty now. So what sucked? Okay, what sucked? And you guys, be honest. Sometimes I find there are like two extremes, right? As usual, but there are usually two extremes. There's the person who puts their little head in the sand and they kind of like don't want to admit that they had any issues or any problems or made any mistakes. And then there's the other person who kind of catastrophizes everything and sees everything as like terrible and horrible. But we want to take this time to be self-reflective and strategic. We're in our CEO thinking time. So what sucked in 2022 in your business? Okay? And just be honest. So again, this could be, I had the most redo requests I've ever had, right? I got bad reviews. Maybe you didn't grow like you wanted to. Maybe your sales were down or something was just funky, right? We want to look at it. We don't want to bury our head in the sand. We got to look, okay? And then this last question, number 4, is really, really important. So what is one new system that I can implement immediately in order to bring in more money? Okay, and I really love thinking about that question on a monthly basis, because then every month, not only do I have my regular processes in my business, but I also have at least one side project that I'm working on to really make sure that at the end of every month, at the end of every year, I'm walking away with a stronger business than the year before. And that's not just financially, right? It's not just about making a ton more money. It's also about having a better time doing it, feeling less burnt out, feeling healthier, having better work-life balance. Maybe it's even you maintained your money and that was amazing. And here's how I'm gonna do that again, okay? So it's not always about just sales, but what is the one system I can implement this month to bring in more recurring money? Okay, so the 4 questions, just to recap, and then we're gonna jump into the money part of this, is what worked really well in 2022? Why did it work? Okay. What sucked in 2022 in your business? And then what is one new system that you can implement in 2023, aka right now, to make your business better and stronger? Okay, and that system could be a better marketing system to make sure you're getting in new clients, right? That could be a better booking system. It could be an email list, right? Or a better suite, anything like that. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is we want to pull up our money from this year, okay? And this can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. I say kind of feel into your intuition and think about it. I like to break things down in every single category because I just find that stuff really interesting. That's just good information to know, especially if I'm trying to grow, let's say, the blonding part of my business. I'm probably going to look up, highlights, balayage, all of those services and see how much money I made from those services alone. and then make a new goal for next year, right? Which would show I'm building that part of my business, and maybe my, other parts of my business are gonna go down, right? My vivid part of my business is gonna go down. Okay, but let's take a look at your sales from 2022. So what I want you to do is total all of that up. You can at least break out retail. And if you want to break out a couple of other categories, and then we're going to get that total. And now we're going to set your goal for next year. Now you could do this the opposite way, where you set your goal first and then you see where you are. Totally kind of depends on like your personality and what is motivating to you. For me personally, I am an earth sign, I'm a Capricorn, and I really like to set goals that are big and that scare me and push me, but they're also not like, from my perspective, completely irrational, okay? And they're like, this is gonna happen, right? It's like a 50% increase or even doubling, but at least I know where I'm starting with and how I'm gonna make that happen. So you look at where you are for 2022, you set your goal for the next year. Now this is the most important part, okay? You are going to take your goal, you are going to subtract where you are, and this is going to give you a new number, okay? So let's say that this year you did 100,000 in sales. Okay, 2022, you broke 100K. And let's say for next year, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do 150K. So we're gonna take 150K minus 100K, and that's going to give us 50K, okay? So you're going to get that number that's left over. And this is the extra that we're going to have to make. So we already understand we're going to have to do what we already did, right? Like that's a given. And on top of that, I'm going to have to do some new stuff. So now we're going to take 50,000 and we're going to divide it by your average ticket. Okay, so if your average ticket is 100, just to make this easy, you would need to see 5,000 more clients for a $100 average ticket. Is that right? That might not be right, you guys. It might be 500. So check my math here. But you're going to be able to figure out how many more clients you need next year than what you already have right now. So then let's say it's 500. We are going to divide that. We could then take it by month. So we could divide by 12. No clue what that is divided by 12, but let's say it is 50 a month. And then now we know every single month what we're gonna need to do. The thing that drives me so crazy in our industry is that often we just use these really vague words like, I wanna be fully booked. That's my goal, okay? I wanna make $10,000 a month, that's my goal. But we actually don't know how many clients a month even equals fully booked. We don't know how many clients a month equals $10,000. And then because we don't know that, we don't know how hard to push, how close we are, how far we are, what dial we need to be turning up in our business, and all of that. So this is so important. So if it's 50 a month, now we can take that by week, right? Now it can be by week. And guess what? 50 a month is only like 8 a week, 9 a week. Not bad, right? So now you've taken this big goal of I want to make $50,000 more next year in sales. And that is like 9 more clients a week. From there, now you're going to be able to say, here's how I get those 9 clients, right? I'm gonna turn up my Instagram. I'm going to join the luxury client method so I know exactly how to show up every day to make that happen. But this is how we're really able to be empowered and move forward in our business, because truthfully, I've heard everything about our economy. I've heard, all the talking everywhere, but my philosophy on everything is that there are things we can't control and there are things we can control. And my focus always is gonna be on the things that I can control. And I'm gonna show up like that. And I'm telling you guys, you can control so much more than you think. You really, really can, okay? So walking through this exercise, giving yourself, let's say, 45 minutes to walk through this, answer those 4 questions, walk through this math to look at next year. It might feel overwhelming for a second, but this is now going to become your whole entire roadmap of 45 minutes to get a whole roadmap into 2023 so that you can take with you what you need and leave behind what you don't and have very clear vision as you walk into it. And I know that some of you might be thinking, Ren, I'm so busy right now. That's the last thing I'm gonna do. And that's totally fine. Screenshot this so you can remind yourself, save it for later. But in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I believe that when we're the busiest, when we're the closest to burnout, when we're doing the best, is the best time to center ourselves, be self-reflective, and channel into that, because so often we're in like a genius zone in those times and we don't think about it. When do we typically stop and be self-reflective? When we're struggling, okay? Let's practice being self-reflective in those strong, busy moments so that we can really be channeling like all of the best possible ideas and creativity and all of that. It's so important to have mentors, but I can't ever stress enough that you and your intuition and your experiences that you've had in your life to get to this point have so much guidance for you. If we can only make a moment, take a minute to sit with that and tune in and really hear what our intuition or what our gut is trying to tell us, it can make all of the difference. So I know this was a shorty today, but thank you so much for showing up for yourself. Please share with somebody who needs it. And don't forget to do your questions. Feel free to reach out in the DMs if you would like to share it with me. I'd love to hear how it goes. And wishing you all the best, y'all.